mean, just that. Nice fat. Get the other one.
Guys, we gotta introduce this guy real quick. We got Danny De Los Reyes in the house, and then today we're highlighting some products. We're gonna talk about some different things that you can use that are gonna be really practical for all you guys out gigging. You need a cajon, you need something happening. What's this first thing you're showing us again?
This is a Conga stick by Regal Tip. Again, it's great for drummers and percussionists that might want to get a different sound, and for drummers that maybe don't want to bang with their fingers so their fingers swell up. And
right.
So this is a great way of getting some good sounds out of those instruments without having to use your hands so much. So
now before you start playing, because we're gonna highlight a whole bunch of stuff today, different products for you guys, but I gotta start by saying we want to thank Regal Tip. Regal Tip brought Danny in today, and they are gonna be helping us with a giveaway. So first and foremost, leave a comment and tell us your favorite moment of the day with this guy. Tell us your favorite moment during this lesson. Leave a comment below, and we're going to continue to just show you guys some really cool stuff. We got some prototypes here, all kinds of cool stuff. So with these, how can guys use these practically? Say you're out on a gig, you said it's going to help your fingers, going to protect your hands.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Especially, I found it to be really cool on the bongo drums. The bongos, man, you could get that slap without having to hurt your hands, and it's a really good sounding slap. So I think that's, to me, the best sound. Congas also, but the bongos, man, it's awesome.
And how heavy duty are these? Like, these last you how many gigs?
Oh man, absolutely. This will last you a while. As a matter of fact, they start to give a little bit, and it's cool because they bend even more. So it wraps itself on the head a little bit more.
Cool. So it kind of molds around.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's very cool.
So.
And it's made of, like, I guess, genuine leather there. So yeah, that's cool because that'll wear away in terms of it'll start to have more give, so you can get that shape. Okay,
yeah.
Very cool. And how would we use this on a cajon? You showed us a little bit.
Cajon, so obviously you have different. Find the sound that you want. So that sounds like it's nice low sound, different. I mean, just that.
Man, if I was out playing and I was out gigging and I had to play a ton of cajon stuff and my hands weren't ready for that, this would be probably the first thing I'd go to.
Definitely. Everybody should get a pair of these.
So you said you can also use them on congos. Anything else that you use them on specifically?
I've used it on tambourines because sometimes I don't want to stick, and I don't or want to even hit the tambourine with a stick or mallet. And it actually, because it generates that sound when you hit it, especially when you're recording it. But this actually can hit it on the side of the on the top of the tambourine, and you don't hear that. So you hear more like a hand.
Right, you're not hearing the attack, you're just hearing the impact, kind of like a hand.
Yeah. Like this. I mean, you hear it, but it's not the same as,
Right.
Which is cool too. It's just a different sound, And that's the whole thing about being a percussionist. You want as many different options as possible.
Yes. Absolutely. And tell us about your sticks too, because when you're playing, how do the sticks that you'd use vary from what you'd use on a drum set? So if anyone's interested, tell us about these and why you've got grips on there.
Right. So the cool thing about this stick, besides the rubber, is I like the fact that the tip right here, it has a fat.
Yeah, there's a very narrow taper at the very, very last minute, right?
Very little bit.
Yes.
So, and what happens is that, I don't know if you've noticed, a lot of timbali players, they use a timbali dowel, and it doesn't have any taper.
Right. Yes.
The reason for that is because, number one, the cowbell sound generates it's just like the butt end of the stick. When you hit the cowbell like that, and it's very
Yeah, way
distinct,
meatier
good
sound.
sound. When you hit that with a drumstick tip, it's almost like, not that it's terribly bad, but it's
It
not
lacks
the sound.
body. It lacks the
exactly,
body of the
exactly.
bell. Yeah.
So with these, you can do that with a tip, and actually it still has a really good sound on a cowbell.
Yeah.
So I don't have no problem in hitting the cowbell with the tip or with here. And also when I'm moving and you don't have time, you're just constantly changing, I know that it's going to be a good sound regardless
Yes.
of whether I hit it with the tip or not. The fact that it has the rubber backing,
Yep.
it's number one for obviously for it doesn't slip. It feels good to me. And then the other thing is cymbal swells hitting the tambourine.
Oh,
Definitely.
cool. Yeah.
It has so it's not as abrupt as
Takes away the abrasive attack of
exactly.
the. Yeah.
And then for the one-handed rolls, what happens is, can I see one of those snare
Yeah,
drums?
here, let me. Woo! You grab a drum here. We're about to have fun, guys!
So, like if you have a normal stick, you're going to be hearing. You're hearing that wood.
Yes.
So here it's like. You don't hear it. So it's like. Hear it as much, and so when
You're having to deal with me not being able to hold
yeah,
on.
it's kind of hard, but
Yeah.
but
That's really cool, yeah.
especially on the timbales, man. When you're doing a solo and then all of a sudden it's like, you do.
I've never seen someone do that. Well, at least maybe in person with that much power, man. We gotta teach that at some point. Talk about that because that's killer in and of itself.
So but the rubber helps you so you don't get that attack and you don't hear that the stick hitting the
Brilliant.
rim.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a great stick.
Very cool.
Well balanced. I highly recommend it, even for people that maybe, let's say right now, they add percussion to their setup, to their drums.
Yes.
To setup all the cowbells and on the tambourines. This is a great stick to have.
Yeah, that's great. What other items are you using here? We've got an entire slew.
All right, so we brought.
Show us the hi-hat thing, because I think that is brilliant.
All right. So okay, you mean the one shots?
Yeah, how you're creating that hi-hat sound with your one shot there.
All right, so. Well, okay, so these are, let me go through the shakers first. So this is a new line, Daniel De Los Reyes Percussion that's coming out with Gumbop. So came out with the cajon. The next thing is going to be the shakers and the tambourine. And so this is the first. So this is double shaker. Sure, fast. It's nice. Loud. And again, I wanted something that cuts in our band, but yet sounds warm. And they're loud enough, so
Yeah.
they pop through. So. And then you're going to have the single. I'm really happy with the sound of these. Yeah. Then we got the new tambourine. And it's not as high pitch as all the other tambourines, so you want that earthy thing, and that's what I love bringing those type of sounds to the Zac Brown Band.
Yeah.
You want them to be thick, you know. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're country, but at the same time we
Oof.
got a lot of rock, you know, rock, southern rock going on. So you want. Or
Guys, that thing cuts so much that it's like my ears are exploding with all the. But you're right. It sounds warm. It's got a bit of a warmth to it, right?
Yep.
Wow, very cool. Okay, so
and then you were asking about the hi-hat. So the one-shot shakers are my invention, and so what happens is, if somebody that doesn't know about the one-shot, so how I created these and why. So let's say right now, I used to happen is go into a studio, somebody would ask for a rhythm like chi 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 chi. It's like chi 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 chi. So with the one shot, right? So it's because it's all muted all the way around except for the front surface. So if you're playing 8 notes, you're only hearing quarter notes, right? So a lot of times what I do is I go in, the first instrument I record, I'll tell them say turn up the hi-hat so I can lock in with the hi-hat of the song, and I'll just play this rhythm going throughout the whole thing. Well, I'm listening to the track and with the hi-hat really hot. So that way if there's any little subtle changes, I kind of go with him. So then what happens is this now becomes my click track. So
Wow.
everything that I do from then on is based on the first instrument that I put on, and I want that instrument to be as precise as possible, and so this allows you to do that. So but yeah, it gives you that ability to be it live and have that element, you know?
yeah, it's brilliant. Now show us. You were showing me how you use those as a hi-hat.
Okay, so if it's just one surface that's forward and we turn it backwards, you're going to get upbeats, right? Right, so then you put them backwards to each other, you have a normal shaker, right? But what's cool about it is like, so this is your hi-hat, air hi-hat. So I mean, that right there with the guitar and
Amazing.
You know.
That's like the ultimate. Yeah.
and then
So
another.
can you show me what that sounds like with this too? Because if I'm thinking
Absolutely.
like, yeah,
Let's see. Right?
so cool. And you're using your right heel over there as well. That's maybe something to touch on a little bit right now. Is that you're using the right heel of your foot.
Right, that's just another way of playing the cajon. So let's say right now you're triplet. So,
No problem, guys. Just throw on your right foot and it'll sound just like that.
Right.
It's
And then-
amazing.
another thing that you could do with the one shots, if you want to change the timbre of it, you just grab it and watch. Grab it a little more,
Wow, very cool.
so that way when you have both of them, you want one with a different pitch. right? So then the other thing is,
Amazing.
let's see. Cool.
Amazing. All right, man. Anything else you want to showcase? Oh, you got these guys too. Okay.
This right here, these same concept, but what happens is that so anything you play is going to have that little. I use this a lot on like the song that we do, Toes. It's basically.
Started off playing Toes, went into a mind-bending solo. That's awesome. Man, what are some other really practical ways you might use this stuff? Maybe go back and show us something that if I'm a guy, I'm going out and I need to be able to really quickly pick up a cajon, I have very little experience. What's some go-to rhythms you might use, patterns you might teach?
So a lot of times what happens is the basic, I call it the money beat on the congas, which is which is like so that rhythm on the cajon, it's hard because you don't have
Yeah,
doesn't sound, so it's
right.
like so it's like and basic.
Okay, can you show us that again? Just using the left hand for the ghost notes, leaving
Right.
the ghost notes out of the right hand, make it even more simple,
Right.
because that's a
So
really great
if
groove.
you, which I do that a lot on the conga drums. It's because if you do it and there's really no right or wrong way of doing things, okay? But traditionally, when you do that pattern in a Latin setting, you usually use your left hand as like so you're filling
Yeah.
up all the notes. So it'd be like this. So you're filling it up, right? So what I do is like take all those notes out. So you leave space.
Yeah.
Because what happens is if you're, it's almost like it's too much, especially
Yeah.
when there's a bass going on. Boom, 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 and you're like, on a Latin setting, it fits perfect.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, especially on a rock setting, and you want that beat, just take those notes out. So put your left hand on your lap. Or what I end up doing is like I just add little subtle, yeah. Or singing it, or feeling it. But that beat. And the other thing is just like a samba or bossa nova.
Yeah.
Or then basic drum beats. The one time they see Sweet Emotions when we did that with Steven Tyler. It's like he walks in, there's Steven Tyler, and we're doing Sweet Emotions, cajon, acoustic guitar, and Zac, the guys in the band, no drums, vocals, and it's like.
Guys, Danny Reyes, man, thank you so much. Do you want to play us out on this one?
I want you to.
No,
No,
no, I'm not doing it right now, man. Not after that. Play us out, man.
That's it.